Okay, so just find a really cozy laying down place. Allow your whole back body to just relax into the floor. Okay, taking some time to let Shavasana kind of pull you down. Big inhales, expand the whole front side of the body, the whole back. And big exhales, compress the front and back and sides inward. Really working that full belly and rib cage breath here. Big inhales. Big exhales. And I like to imagine all the tissues that wrap around the torso really stretching open on the inhale. And then I imagine how strong the fibers are on the exhale, pulling inward, compressing, wringing out your torso. Okay, beginning to dial in your breath in preparation for practice. Maybe just one more where we go to the very top of the inhale and we hold right there. Try taking the biggest one you can. Pause and sip in a little more. A little more. Now hold. 3, 2, and 1. Now release the breath. Okay, we want a really deep exhale. So compress the belly muscles, compress the back muscles, squeeze it out, out, out. Now hold. 3, 2. Inhale on 1. Then let the breath return to a more normal pace. Okay, always nice to play around with the breath. It kind of it makes time kind of smooth out. Okay, let's bend the knees here, step the feet in by your hips, and we're gonna walk the feet out away from each other. Maybe we'll do some cactus arms here, and we'll just start out with some windshield wipers in those knees, so side to side. And I like to take my feet really wide because that gives me a big range of motion for each hip. But if you want a smaller, more controlled, gentle range of motion, take the feet close, okay? Makes things a bit more gentle. Okay, feeling the hips kind of wake up, the glutes. It's a nice kind of glute massage against the floor as well. We have a nice twisting in the lower back. And the next time the knees point over to the right, let's let them fall. Okay, and then indeed, roll all the way over onto your right side. So we have a side lying position here. Okay, a little sandwich shape with your left side stacked perfectly over your right. Okay, we want a little lift in the right side of the spine, of course. So you feel like you're lifting your side away from the floor. And just let your head rest. We'll start to move around this top arm, the left arm, making a big movement in the shoulder. Go ahead and drop your left fingers onto the floor. And we're going to keep a straight, long left arm as we drag the fingertips in a half circle over to the left. And so now we have this big upper spine twist. And you can pause when you're looking over to the left. Just enjoy the stretch. And with your exhale, bring it back around. Looking over to the right. So let's do that a few more times, just enjoying that big shoulder movement. Inhale, open to the twist. Exhale, close it back up. Okay, let's take maybe like a handful more. Maybe close your eyes and just find big twist opening on your inhales as you expand your chest to look over to the left. And on the exhales, let yourself naturally get pulled back. A couple more here. Little moving meditation. Let's hold the next one, okay? Opening up into your twist, looking to the left. Maybe you'd like to cactus the left arm. Maybe you want to reach, but spread your chest open wide. Breathing here for a little bit. If you like, you can use the right hand to gently press the knees down. Okay, maybe one more big breath here. In your twist, think of pressing your shoulders down and lifting your heart. And with your next breath, we're gonna let it go. Come on through center, and we'll just drop the knees to the left and do the same thing over here. So stack up a nice little sandwich shape where everything on the right is stacked over the left. Okay, you might have to fidget yourself into place like I'm having to do here. And then as you're ready, the right arm is gonna draw the hand, the circle. So fingers on the floor, half circle over your head until you're reaching out to the right. Big stretch across the chest. Exhale to bring it back. Okay, maybe eyes are closed as you take a few more like this, just enjoying twisting and warming your spine. Maybe 3 more. Here's 2 more. Okay, this next one that you twist into, let's hold it here. Big spread open chest. Maybe you're cactusing your arm here, your right arm, maybe reaching. Okay, up to you. But we're gonna press the shoulders down and think of lifting the heart here. Left hand can help kind of press the knees down. Nice breath. Try to feel a big stretch from your right knee all the way up to your right elbow. One more breath. Feels great in the low back too. Okay, let's bring this twist through center. Go ahead and drop your feet here by your hips. And we'll get into some bridge postures here. Okay, starting to warm up the back of the body and really beginning to spread open in the front. So you can drop your hands by your hips. And then before we start to move anywhere in our bridge, I always like to bring some awareness to alignment so that we get the most effective bridge posture we can. Take a look at your knees, okay? And see the space between them. Try to make that a tennis ball size space and then squeeze the imaginary tennis ball. So really lighting up and activating the inner surface of each leg so that there's some tension between them. Hold your tennis ball. At the same time, let your tailbone kind of tuck so that it's pointing at the tennis ball, okay? So tennis ball alignment ideas in place. With your inhale, lift your hips without dropping your tennis ball. Think of pointing the nose straight up and rolling as far up the spine as your shoulder blades. And with your exhale, roll it down. See if you can be as snaky with your spine as possible. Inhale, snake it up. Exhale, snake it down. Okay, should be a pleasant kind of a back massage feeling here as well that we're getting. Let's do 3 more, nice and slow. Maybe even the eyes are closed here too. Just enjoying waking up all the joints. 2 more. Make sure you still have your tennis ball. Okay, sometimes I drop mine. I have to remind myself. Last one, come on up. Okay, now let's hold here if we like. We can drop the hips if we need to and just take a break at any time. But we're thinking of drawing those knees into the tennis ball, strengthening the backside of your legs and looking straight up. Allow your shoulder blades to smoosh down into the floor here. Maybe as we take a few more breaths here, okay, maybe you join your hands underneath your hips if that feels okay. And we can gently press the floor down with the shoulder blades, maybe even scooching those shoulder blades together underneath your heart. So it could be a gentle or a deep stretch for the front of your body. Okay, one more breath here, spreading the chest open to the ceiling. And then if you joined your hands, of course, release them. We're going to snake the spine down, one vertebra at a time. Okay, once you land, bring your knees in for a nice hug. Okay, well-deserved hug behind the thighs or in front of the shins. Perhaps, if it's okay for your neck, you tuck your chin and roll so that you can move your forehead towards your knees. Think of rounding your spine like a little macaroni shape. Okay, one more breath in your macaroni shape. Releasing your low back to the floor. And then as you're ready, tuck your hands behind your knees. We're gonna rock it up. And we're gonna rock it up and down a few times. So see if you could rock up, maybe balance on your hips with the help of your tippy toes, and then roll it down. Okay, try it maybe 3 more times, nice and slow tippy toes or floating toes, and roll it down. 2 more, slow control. Roll it down. 1 more. Okay, up. Now let's see if we can balance here in our little boat pose. Remember your option to drop your toes. Always a great option. You can also drop your hands behind you. Hands can support knees, so you have many options to play with. Take a moment to find your boat. Okay, it's going to be different on the day. Your spine is long no matter what though. You're thinking of dropping down through your tailbone, lifting up through the top of your head. The knees can extend or bend to add challenge or take it away. And breathing here, you just want to lift your belly muscles up and in towards your spine. So find your boat pose, and I'm going to have us twist in it. So we're going to add a twist. Okay, if hands are free, take them fingertips together. And then we're going to look over the right shoulder, twisting the spine, opening the arms wide. Okay, as wide as you can. So really wringing your spine. And then let's bring it back through center. Keep breathing. With your inhale, open to the left. Look behind, reach away. Feel free to drop your feet down if you need to. And then back through center. Inhale to the right. Exhale through center. Keep the spine long. Inhale left. Exhale center. Let's do one more and hold, okay? So inhale, open to the right, open the arms wide and breathe. Okay, you could drop your feet here. You could even use your knees as a little rest. Okay, wherever you are, 2 more breaths, stretching wide. Building core strength, 1 more breath. And then bring it back through center. We're going to the other side. Here we go. Inhale, open to the left or whatever side you weren't on. Hold and breathe. Okay, drop the feet for support if you need to. You can use any kind of support. Just 1 more breath in your twist. And then bring it back to center. Drop those feet. Nice work for the core. Okay, should be feeling really warm in your spine and your core right now. So now's a great time for us to get more mobile. So let's go ahead and flip it over to hands and knees. And we'll start in a nice little quadruped position. So hands and knees, fingers spread, lifting that belly muscle away from the floor to keep the low back safe. And we'll start to move around in this right hip and this right leg. So let's pick up the right knee and we're going to point it back behind. Okay, beginning to kind of internally rotate that right hip here so that the hips are very level, right? And then we can start to press that right foot up to the ceiling, just kind of beginning to activate the back of the leg. So like a little donkey kick kind of feeling here. Okay, you should be feeling a little bit of shakiness, maybe a little bit of effort in the glutes and the hamstrings on that side. So hold and breathe, and then see if you can lift and just hold it right there. And then keep that internal rotation, extend the right leg, and then bend it to kick back in. We're gonna do that a few more times. Extend and bend. Okay, working that hamstring here and bend. Go ahead and extend. Now here, we're gonna externally rotate the hip and point the right toes out to the right, okay? So maybe a little bit bar or ballet inspired here. And then, so now we have the hips are level, but external rotation in the hip. And we're gonna bend so that the foot kicks over to the left and extend. Bend, extend. Okay, waking up all the different places in that hip. Go ahead and extend. Now hold. Okay, maybe for this last breath, you bend the left knee and balance on that left kneecap. Just trying out a funky shape here. Okay, as you're ready, let it go. All the knees down. Let's get off your hands for a bit. Tuck your toes, lift your hips and your knees. Let's walk the hands back to those feet and hang. Ooh. Shake it off, shake it out. Let your head fall off. Okay, so this is our first fold and it should feel really nice in that spine and in the backs of the legs. So enjoy. Let the neck be really soft here. Sometimes I see people who they want to straighten the knees so that it makes the spine hang up high. Okay, so we always want to make sure we bend the knees and let the spine hang low. Okay, first fold. Hard to leave, but let's keep moving. Go ahead and parallel your feet. Slight bend in your knees as you inhale to push yourself and roll yourself all the way up to standing. Reach the hands up here. You might even look up to see your thumbs. Okay, down into a chair squat we go. So big exhale, drop that tailbone, point the knees over the toes, maybe look at your hands. Inhale, stand tall. Again, see your thumbs. With your exhale, we're going to fold it back down. Nice and slow, bending the knees, hanging your head. On your inhale, halfway up, we're going to roll the heart forward. Fingertips can be on the floor or on the shins. And then exhale to hang your spine down into a fold again. Okay, palms on the floor. We're going to walk it forward to hands and knees, back where we were before. Okay, starting to get into internal and external rotation of the left hip. So let's get the left knee floating off the floor and pointing back. Okay, and remember internal rotation. So both of the hip bones in the front point directly down, level hips. And then the left heel should point straight up at the sky. So just tiny little pulses of movement here, like you wanted to kick up to the ceiling. Kick. So feeling some big strength in the back of the left leg here. Cultivating strength around that joint. Okay, now lift and hold. We want to extend the knee. So that kick back, toes point down, and bend the knee. Kick back in. Kick back and kick in. Keep breathing. Stay with that strength in the leg. 2 and 1. Now hold it. We're going to externally rotate the leg. Okay, the hips are still level, but now the left toes are pointed out to the left. The heel still points back. So now we're going to bend so that you're kicking your foot over to the right and extend. Bend, extend. Just a few more times, playing around with rotation. Now extend, hold it here. You're externally rotated. Your hips are level, heels reaching back. Maybe we come up on that right knee, maybe adding a little more challenge by reaching forward with that right hand. Okay, something fun. One more breath. And then let's bring it down. Hands and knees. Okay, let's get off the hands again. Tuck your toes, hips and knees up. Walk your hands back to another fold. Okay, and hang. Really get a good swing here. We're going to cultivate a really nice fold here, and we're going to add in a twist. So take the feet kind of wide, maybe even as wide as your mat is. Okay, turn a little bit little bit parallel with the feet. And then bend a lot into the left knee. And then make sure that the left knee points over the left toes, of course, and doesn't collapse inward or outward. And then I just want you to let your spine hang, okay? Maybe take your hands behind your back here and move them away from you. And just let your spine kind of hang and drape over your left knee. Your right knee can be more extended or more not. Let your head completely fall off here. Left shoulder kind of resting on the knee. Okay, combining a twist with a hang, and we're a little bit supported here. One more breath. Feels nice in the spine, in the right side of the low back. Let's bring it over to the other side. So bending into the right knee. Let the right shoulder kind of rest on that knee, on that thigh. Let the head fall off and point down. And we're just twisting to look over to the left. Nice breath. Okay, as you're ready, we're going to bring it back through center. Turn the toes inward slightly here, maybe bending the knees if you need to. Nice and wide with those feet. And we're going to really let the head hang. Let the hands move away from you. Big stretch across the shoulders and chest. Okay, release those hands as you're ready. Okay, nice shoulder stretch. We're going to shimmy the feet back inward so they're hip width and parallel. Let's roll it up. Inhale yourself all the way up. Maybe we mix in a little bit of a back bend feel here because we just warmed the shoulders and the chest. And we want to lift that sternum on the inhale as we look up. Okay, down into our chair squat. Here we go. Exhale, tailbone down. Inhale, standing tall. Look at your thumbs. And exhale, fold it, hinge it all the way down. Here we're going to come halfway up. Inhale. Big fold on your exhale. All right, palms are down here. We're going to walk it forward to a downward facing dog, and we'll take a few breaths right here. First down dog of this practice, really, that we're going to hold in. We want to pedal out the heels. I like to kind of wag my tail a little bit. I don't want to shake the head. Yes. And no. Okay, and I like the first down dog to be really dynamic because then you can kind of find how your body's going to work in a down dog today and just what you're dealing with. So maybe up on the fingertips is fine to stretch out your hands and your wrists. And if you ever feel like you're getting tired in your dog, okay, you have the option to bend your knees and make the lower legs more springy. Or you can even come down to your knees. So keep your options open. Maybe one or two more breaths here in your down dog, just feeling the shape. Tailbone moving high, heart moving back. Maybe close your eyes and feel your connection to the earth. Okay, from your downward facing dog, let's start to move. So we'll get the right leg up in the sky. Let's take a scorpion here, right leg up. We want the hips relatively moving back here. So if you notice I'm kind of wonking over to the left, try to move the hips back and keep the shoulders level as you move that right knee up to point the toes over to the left. Okay, scorpion pose. You can do it with the left knee down as well. That's a nice little modification. Maybe one more breath in scorpion, shoulders level. Okay, now as you're ready, we're going to step the right foot forward next to the right hand and drop the back knee. Maybe come up onto fingertips here. Okay, in a little low lungy shape. And take some time figuring out where you want the back knee to be. Sometimes the back knee placement is everything in your lunge. Feel free to stick a blanket or a sweater under there. Happy knee, happy life. So once you feel good in your lunge, you're really going to start to press the floor down with your two legs, push a little bit down and pull a little bit inward. with your knees, like you wanted to snap them together. Okay, once you feel really good about your leg activation, you're going to start to rock the hips, kind of moving the hips back to flex your right ankle as if the toes wanted to reach back for the shin. So really activating the top side of the leg. Okay, we can call this a half split. And we're going to move back and forth between these two movements here, just kind of rocking. So forward into the lunge, activating the back of the right leg. Backward into the half split, activating the front. So just waking up your right leg very specifically here, the leg muscles in the front and the leg muscles in the back. Okay, the left leg back here has this role of hip flexion and hip extension, as well as a little bit in the knee. Okay, come forward into the lunge, and we're going to hold it a little bit, if that's okay with the back knee. We're going to make sure we're front knee over ankle, and come on up to your lunge. Okay, strong legs here. If you keep them active, normally it keeps everything just more fun and more effective. And then keep drawing those knees inward toward each other. We want an upright spine, strong belly muscles, maybe hands up overhead here. You can look at those thumbs. Make sure to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe one more big breath here in your low lunge. And then as you're ready, drop those fingers down onto your shoulders. We're going to pull back to that same half split. So come on back. I like to walk my fingers back so they're under the shoulders here. And I can make the spine more upright. So do your best to lengthen that spine. Just put as many fingers down as you like here. Maybe we move that left knee back a little bit. Okay, sometimes we can move it back comfortably. So find whatever space you have here, flexing that right ankle and drawing the right hip back. The energy of the leg is moving back in the hip. And we can start to windshield wiper this little right toe side to side. So dropping the arch toward the floor, dropping the outer edge of the foot, internally and externally rotating that left hip here. So when you roll to the arch, you might notice an inner thigh stretch in that right leg. When you roll to the outer edge, you'll notice it along the IT band and the outer hip. So if you find a spot that's particularly nice, go ahead and stay there for a few breaths. If you like, you can rock over onto the outer edge of the foot, get into that IT band, and you can even walk your hands over to the right and keep pulling back on that hip. Nice breath here. Great post-hiking stretch for that leg. Okay, one more breath. And then let's bring it back through center. If you came over to a side, we'll come back through that lunge. So back through the lunge, we're going to ground the palms here and back out. So lift the back knee. And we're coming up through a scorpion pose. So lift that right leg high. Toe points over to the left, opening up that hip, decompressing it. Remember to move your shoulders back and lift the knee high. Scorpion, so good for that hip. And then let's drop it. Downward facing dog here. Okay, let's take a little break through before we go to the other side. So with your inhale, move your heart forward, find a little plank pose. Remember your plank can always have knees down or knees up. Exhale and walk to your hands. Take a fold here. Hug your legs. Hang your head. Nice work. Okay, we're going to roll it up. Inhaling all the way up. Okay, similar to before, look up to see your thumbs. And exhale to drop into your chair squat. Tailbone down, heart open. Inhale, stand tall. Then exhale, hinge to fold it Okay, similar to before, inhale halfway up, looking past the front of your mat. Think of pushing into all of your feet. And exhale, make a big fold here, hug your legs. Okay, adding in some little vinyasa bits here, palms down on the floor. With your inhale, step it back through your plank. Maybe the knees are up, maybe the knees are down. And with your exhale, lower your chest to the floor, tuck the elbows in. Okay, little back bend shape, cobra on your inhale. Think of pulling your hands back, lifting your heart up and open. And then exhale, drop the chest, tuck your toes, and make your way up to a downward facing dog. Okay, no rush, nice and easy. Walk it out in your down dog. Okay, down dog is always a great place for a hands and knees break, or even a child's pose break. If you ever want to mix in child's pose breaks in place of down dog, feel free. Okay, wherever you are, slow your breath down before we go to the second side. Maybe draw the elbows inward and feel the shoulders lengthen away from the ears, especially in down dog. Long neck. Okay, here we go into the second side. As you're ready from your downward facing dog shape, we'll get the left leg up in the air, bend that knee, point the toe to the right. So hips and shoulders square off. Breathing, lifting that left hip. Big stretch for the back of the right leg. Okay, as you're ready, step it forward. Let the left foot drop outside the left hand. Go ahead and drop that back knee. Come on up to your fingertips again, finding your lunge shape. Okay, do whatever the back knee needs, padding or anything. And then start to activate the legs, pushing the floor down, pulling the knees inward. And once they're active, come on up into your lunge and keep them active. Push down, pull inward. It doesn't have to be a lot of strength to be really effective. Okay, all the hands up in the sky. Big breath in here. Feeling your lunge. And then we're going to drop the hands underneath the shoulders and pull it back to that half split. Okay. And we'll start to move through these two. So remember, in your half split, you want to activate the front side of the left leg. The whole ankle will flex, okay? And then when you pull forward into the lunge, you're activating the back of the leg. So think of it as really working the two sides of the left leg. Pull back, take a few more rounds. Just at your own pace, finding that relationship of flexion and extension in the knee. And there. All right, and of course the right hip is also flexing and extending. So we have a lot going on here in the legs. Okay, now drop into the lunge. Let's just hold the lunge for a few breaths. Okay, come on up with your hands, pressing down into the earth. We'll take 3 long, slow breaths here, letting those legs activate their strength toward and down. Okay, strong lift in the belly here to keep the low back safe. Taking your last breath. Now let's bring it down, transition to that half split, and we'll hold it there. Pull back in the hips. Okay, so the left hip is driving this action, pulling back, which means the right hip kind of moves forward. So you can think of it as both of them moving left back, right forward. And keep flexing that left ankle. We're going to start exploring that hip joint, externally rotating to point the toes to the left, internally rotating to point the toes to the right. Okay, just kind of move through that hip range of motion, exploring it. Sometimes you'll find something that feels really tender. Sometimes you'll find something that feels really nice. Who knows what you'll find? But if you like, You can hold on any spot that feels right, or you can roll onto that IT band, pointing the toes to the left. You can even take the hands over and really work that stretch into the outside of the left leg. Nice breath here. Strong legs push down and pull inward. Big stretch for the right side too here. Okay. Nice stretching. We're going to bring it back through center and back through the lunge. Okay, palms are down, coming out into our scorpion shape. Okay, we could do this with the right knee down or the right knee up. Left toes up in the air and over to the right. Okay, just take a few breaths here, noticing the difference in that left hip, hopefully a lot spacious. Okay, and then as you're ready, downward facing dog, come on down. Okay, let's take that same little vinyasa we mixed in before. Should be familiar. Inhaling for your plank, move your heart forward. Exhale and walk to your hands and fold. Okay, inhale to roll it up. Press into your bones, lift your heart, look up. Down into your chair squat, exhale. Inhale, stand up, look up. And exhale, hinge to fold it. Okay, push into those feet. As you inhale and look forward. Exhale and fold. Palms down. Inhale back through your plank. And exhale to the floor. Squeeze your elbows in. Okay, your back bend, your heart opener on the inhale. Pull forward into that cobra. And exhale. Meet ya in your downward facing dog. Come on up and back. Okay, downward facing dog. Let's take 5 or 6 long, slow breaths right here, just in the shape. Again, you can bend your knees to modify your down dog. You can put your knees down. You can even take a child's pose right now, if that's gonna be the best move for your practice at this moment. So always listen to your instincts. And during your practice, your body will tell you what to do if you listen. All right. If you're in a downward facing dog, push the floor with your hands and your feet. Lift the tailbone and think of drawing your big soft heart to the back of your space. Wherever you are, one more big breath before we begin to cool down, just enjoying this last downward facing dog. And then as you're ready, we're going to walk all the way to the hands and take a nice deep fold here. Again, let your head hang and fall off. Okay, and then just exploring some fun variations on forward folds, just because we can play around a little bit. We're going to put a big bend in the knees and pick up the right front of your foot. You can rock back on the heel. Slide your right hand under your right foot and just step on it. And you're holding your foot now. Let's do the same with the left. And then we can play around with this shape. So bending the knees is really helpful here. Let your head fall off. And if you start to feel pretty groovy here and you feel like you want to really stretch open your back body, you can gently pull your feet towards you and move your arms, your elbows away from each other. Nice stretch across your shoulders and your back. Okay, maybe one more big breath here. Forward folding feels so nice after those lunges. Take your time, but as you're ready, bring your hands back to the floor. We're going to come down to a hands and knees. And we're going to flip it over to sit again. You can bring your legs out front. Okay. Two of my favorite hip and knee stretches here that I'd like to explore with you. So I'm going to turn to face you. Okay, we'll start off with the most gentle version, and then we can decide if we want to move to the deeper version. We'll just take it slow. So we're going to start by bending the right knee and taking that right ankle on the left thigh, just above the knee. So your legs make like a figure four kind of shape. Okay, should be familiar from lots of the things we do in figure four shape. We want nice flexed ankles, all two of them, and we want to sit up nice and tall. So in this figure four shape, usually what we're doing is we're opening up the right hip. So indeed, in this case, think of moving that right knee down toward the ground, but I want you to use the strength of your outer hip to move the right knee down. So don't touch it with your hand. Okay, feel the legs active, feel the stretch in the right inner hip, and decide if this is just right for now. Okay, or if you feel like you want more of a stretch, maybe you're not quite feeling the stretch, then you can bend your left knee and stack the left ankle underneath your right knee. Now, for some folks, this is going to be too much. So don't feel like you got to go there if you're already getting your stretch, right? So wherever you have to go with it, do go there. Please breathe and sit up nice and tall. You can close your eyes. Okay, just a bit of a moment of using the warmth that we cultivated in our practice to safely and effectively release tension around the hips, the low back, the legs. Okay, this one, we give it time. So if you need to back out, you'll back out by extending the bottom leg or leaning back. But if you, over time, feel like you want to lean into the posture, you want to really let the hip stretch, do its magic, you could start to roll the heart forward, but try to keep your spine really long. So you're not macaroni spine here, okay, more of a spaghetti spine, long. Okay, now I'm gonna give us a few more long, slow breaths here, like 3 more. So take your time, fold forward as much as you like, but keep those ankles flexed. Keep the feet pushing against the floor. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears, especially if you're folding. What a great stretch for the legs and the hips. If you feel any pain, back out. Okay, just one more breath here. It's hard to say goodbye to this posture, double pigeon or stacked logs. Back yourself out here. I like to just lean back on the hands and kick the legs out and give it some good windshield wiper here. All right. Ooh, maybe some hip pops. Who knows? Okay, so we're gonna try the other side now. So if you extend your legs out in front, this time the left knee will bend and create the figure four shape. And we want our flexed ankles, okay, dorsiflexion, nice strong dorsiflexion. And we want the legs active. So you're actively pushing the floor with 2 legs, strong. So take your time here, sitting up tall. Perhaps you decide that the figure four shape is the best one for you today. Perhaps you want the little triangle shape that the legs make when you stack the shins, okay? I like to think of lining up the knees and ankles really precisely. So wherever you are is perfect if it feels good and you're having fun. We're going to close the eyes and just be here for a little while. Push the floor down, lengthen your spine. And if you want to lean back to make it less, then you will. And if you want to lean forward to deepen it, then you will. Okay, really important here. I catch myself all the time forgetting to keep my ankles flexed. So keep those ankles flexed. It's safer for your ankles and it's just more effective. All right, how about 3 more breaths, enjoying life. in this lovely posture. These long, more slow hold postures are a great time to just lose yourself in the moment. Just fully be in your body, be with your body as the moment unfolds. Okay, enjoying your last breath here. Take your time backing yourself out. We can lean back here and take the feet back out again. Again, some windshield wipers would be great here. Shake it off. Okay, I think we've done some great work. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves all the way down to the floor. Go ahead and find yourself in a little boat pose. The feet can be down on the floor or up off the floor. It's really up to you, okay? Let's see if you could release your knees and roll your spine down to the floor in extreme, snaky, slow motion. Okay, once your head lands, you can relax, shake your legs out, okay? Here we are. Let's twist before we completely begin to rest, just to realign the spine, okay? If we have any spine realignment needs, we're gonna bring the right knee in, give it a little hug. We'll squeeze towards your chest, and then maybe resist the hug a little bit by pressing the knee away. Let the hip activate a little bit, and then use just the left hand to twist the right knee over to the left. And we're gonna cactus the right arm. Look out at it. Close your eyes here, enjoy this nice twist. Let the right knee get tugged downward a little bit as you drop the right shoulder. So think of increasing the distance between right hip and right shoulder. Okay, you should feel nice. One more big breath here in your twist all through the right side. As you're ready, come on back through. We can release that right leg. Let's bring the left leg in. Give it a hug first. Squeeze towards your chest. And then I like to think of lifting the chest toward the knee and trying to move the knee away from the chest. So kind of adding resistance. Let the left hip kind of activate like that for a moment. And then we take the right hand to move the left knee to the right. Left arm cactuses to the left, look out at it. As you breathe deeply in your twist, maybe close your eyes. Think about lengthening the distance between your left hip and your left armpit. Okay, nice twist to detoxify and just reset your whole torso. One more big breath here. And bring it back through center. Okay, release that left leg out to just be long. And we're gonna find Shavasana here. It's time to rest. Maybe give the shoulders a little extra tuck underneath the rib cage. Give the tailbone a little extra tuck too. Maybe the chin pulls it downward a little bit toward the earth so the back of the neck lengthens. And let every little cell on your body just relax here. Let everything become natural and effortless on your mat. Relax your eye muscles. Relax your jaw muscles, your belly, your legs, your hands and feet, and shoulders. Let it all grow soft and easy. And this is a wonderful opportunity to practice mindfulness. Notice the moment passing. Notice sensations that arise as you lie here and rest. You can watch thoughts the way you watch clouds, observing without judgment, just marveling at the miracle of each moment. And please continue to rest just like this for as long as you can. Thank you so much for practicing with me.